Hi, I'm Deputy Chief Robert Fish, and you're watching Report on Conditions.
This week, firefighters in Lake Elsinore assist a parachutist who is stuck in high-tension power lines, and we stop by Station 40 in Mecca as they give local kindergartners a tour of their station.
Stand by for reporting conditions.
Hi, I'm Rob Rosine, and thank you for joining CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department's Report on Conditions. Last week from March 27th through April 2nd, our firefighters responded to 3,097 calls for service. This included 2,427 medical emergencies and 75 fire-related calls. Of the fire calls, 15 were vegetation fires and 13 were structure fires. Let's check out a few highlighted incidents from this past week. Just after midnight on Monday, March 27th, firefighters were called to a residential structure fire at the 34,300 block of Coppola Street in Temecula. The first arriving engine company officer reported a two-story single-family dwelling with heavy smoke and fire coming from the garage and possible extension into the attic. A primary and secondary search of the living area were conducted, with everyone accounted for except for one pet. The missing dog was later found to have perished in the fire. Within 30 minutes of arrival, firefighters contained the flames, and Temecula's Building and Safety Division were called to evaluate the structure. On Monday, March 27th, firefighters received calls for a parachutist stuck in high-tension power lines at the 31,900 block of Corydon Street in Lake Elsinore. Once power to the grid was shut off by Southern California Edison, firefighters set up an aerial rescue. The patient was safely removed from the power lines and evaluated, but declined further treatment. On Tuesday, March 28th, firefighters were dispatched to a commercial structure fire near the crossing of Harrison Street and 72nd Avenue in the community of Thermal. The first arriving chief officer confirmed heavy smoke and fire emitting from the roof and requested 2 water tenders due to a lack of water supply. Within less than an hour, the flames were knocked down and crew members remained on scene for an additional 3 hours to perform mop-up. No injuries were reported to civilians or firefighters. On Friday, March 31st, firefighters responded to a reported commercial structure fire at the Palm Desert Mall. The first arriving engine company officer reported heavy smoke throughout the second floor, eventually pinpointing the fire to the mall's escalator. Firefighters kept the flames contained to the area of origin and remained committed for several hours to perform overhaul. The Department of Environmental Health responded to the incident and worked with the facility staff to reopen the affected area. One civilian with minor injuries was assessed by paramedics, but declined transportation to a hospital.
I got what it takes.
I've got what it takes.
I've got what it takes.
Had yesterday of 113 degrees during the day, then very dry conditions.
Devastating wildfires have become the new normal in California. It is your responsibility to prepare your family, pets, home, and yourself. Preparedness starts with 3 steps. Ready, set, go. Step 1, ready. Ready is proactive planning. Ready focuses on 2 areas, your home and your family. This begins with creating a defensible home. Start by creating an action plan to build defensible space. Remove weeds, brush, and other vegetation to create a buffer between flames, embers, and your home. Harden your home. Roofs, eaves, vents, and decks are areas you can safeguard against fire. Evaluate weak points and harden them. Ready is preparing your family. Start with creating a family disaster plan to leave, meet, retreat. Include pets and large animals such as horses in your plan. Being ready saves lives and property. Being ready increases the likelihood both you and your home survive. It's time to get ready.
We're ready. Are you ready?
For additional actions and information on what to do when wildfire strikes, head to readyforwildfire.org.
Like many industries, the fire service is constantly looking toward new technology to improve the way we work. Unmanned aerial systems, commonly known as drones, allow firefighters to see things like never before.
We're able to catch spot fires a lot sooner. We're able to patrol larger pieces of line, and we're able to scout pieces of line for placement of control lines a lot more efficiently.
The drone's a great asset just because we're able to get multiple areas along the river in a short amount of time.
But it's not as simple as just putting a drone in the sky.
If they want a piece of line scouted, or if they need an area surveyed for spot fires with the IR imagery. They will find that area. They will then request an approval for the flight through the aerial supervisor.
Everyone in the flight program understands the importance of safety.
They're not real visible to the naked eye, especially to air tanker pilots or helicopter pilots. So it's crucial for that training and that coordination to occur between the aerial supervisor and the UAS pilot.
The pool of pilots allowed to work in the UAS program is a small, select group.
When an unqualified and untrained individual flies a drone on an incident with aerial assets, then it can be very dangerous and ultimately catastrophic if there were a collision.
But the benefits are real for fires, floods, and other disasters.
Being an all-risk agency, I think this is a great opportunity to use our workforce to build K-rails and sandbag areas that need it and protect the infrastructure in the county.
Not only the imagery, the mapping, and the line scouting, but now we're also able to use UAS platforms for aerial ignition and firing.
It's a good resource to use without putting any risk for any helicopters or fixed wing.
Although it's a program that is just getting off the ground, the future is now.
As the technology advances, we are now positioning ourselves to advance with it.
Hi, I'm Chris Blackwell, a fire captain with CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department Battalion 6. Did you know we do fire station tours? Today, Fire Station 40 in Mecca hosted 48 students from Mecca Elementary School, specifically the kindergarten class. During our fire station tours, we typically show the fire station, the fire engine, talk about our job, what we do as firefighters in the community, and do some basic fire safety education with the kids regarding 911 use, why to call an ambulance, when to call an ambulance, and what they'll need to know when they do call 911.
With April just beginning, we'd like to stop and acknowledge promotions for the month of March. Congratulations to Office Assistant 3, Angelica Perez, IT Comm 3, Daniel Aguilera, and Fire Safety Specialist, Jonathan Baker.
While this week's episode closes out, we'd like to highlight crews from the Los Pinos Center who aided Tulare County during their winter storm efforts. With the American Red Cross, they helped organize meals and hand out emergency supplies to the public. To stay up to date on current incidents as they happen in Riverside County, be sure to follow @CAL FIRE RRU on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Did you happen to capture any of our firefighters in action? If so, please send those clips to rrupio@fire.ca.gov. On behalf of your CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department, Public Affairs and Community Education Bureau, I'm Rob Racine. Thanks for watching.